Good afternoon and welcome to the English news of Bình Phước Radio Television Station and Newspaper. Now take a look at the top stories as usual. Employees happy with housing rental support. Losses and waste in public investment monitored. Đồng Xoài post positive the first quarter socio-economic development figures. Prime Minister requests democracy in commendation activities. Foreign trade likely to hit new record this year. Hanoi among most favored destination in Southeast Asia, according to Travel Book. Deputy Prime Minister Lê Minh Khái has signed a decision on housing rental assistance for employees, which is great news for tenants, including those in Bình Phước province.
Working at the Minh Hưng Industrial Park in Truyền District, Bình Phước Province, Nguyễn Thị Kiều and her family live in a small rented room of 12 square meters. She and her husband earn about 30 million Vietnam dong a month, of which more than 1 million Vietnam dong is spent on rent and some is sent back home to their elderly parents. The remainder is just enough to cover expenses.
Lên đi làm công nhân tốn rất là nhiều chi phí.
As I have come from my hometown to work here, I must spend money on many things, including school tuition for my children, rent and gas, among other things. My salary meanwhile is only 6 million Vietnamese dong a month, so I'm very happy to hear about the rental support policy.
Bình Phước has more than 65,000 workers at industrial parks and economic zones. The province will receive applications for rental support until August the 15th. With monthly assistance from 500,000 Vietnam dong to 1 million Vietnam dong per person for 3 months, the policy is a source of encouragement for employees during difficult times caused by the pandemic.
The National Assembly delegation of Bình Phước Province has held a monitoring section at the Provincial Department of Planning and Investment on thrift and anti-waste in the management and use of public investment capital.
The Department of Planning and Investment reported to the delegation on the implementation of policies and laws on thrift and anti-waste in the 2016-2021 period. The delegation made many comments on the receipt and handling of documents and procedures, inspections, examinations, and the handling of violations, as well as plans to practice thrift and combat waste. The monitoring team also requested the department to review, analyze, and report on inefficient projects and others that have been adjusted or cancelled. Receiving comments from the supervisory team, the Department of Planning and Investment committed to supplementing and completing the report, clearly stating the limitations and difficulties and making recommendations on the implementation of policies and laws on thrift and anti-waste in the department.
According to a report from the Đồng Xoài City People Committee, positive results were recorded in socio-economic and cultural development, as well as defense and security in the city the first quarter of 2022.
Budget revenue reached 29% of the target assigned by the City People's Council set for 2022. Nearly 44 billion Vietnam dong of basic construction investment was disbursed. The city handled 31 violations of construction regulations in the quarter. In poverty reduction, it developed measures to reduce the number of poor households by 33. Meanwhile, the education and training sector made great efforts to overcome difficulties in teaching and study and achieved major results in regional and national competitions. Security and order, as well as traffic safety, were guaranteed. These are encouraging results for Đồng Xoài to continue to aim for the target set for 2022.
President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc hosted a reception for Chairman and CEO of Korea Credit Guarantee Fund on April 14.
President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc welcomed the visit to Vietnam by chairman of the Korean Credit Guarantee Fund, Jun Da-hee. He proposed that the fund support businesses and economic organizations in Vietnam to expand and integrate into the global supply chain, along with encouraging Korean enterprises to invest in the fields that Vietnam is interested in, such as information technology, smart city, renewable energy, transport infrastructures, and support industries. Chairman Jun Dahi affirmed that in the coming time, cooperation measures between the two sides will contribute to supporting Korean businesses to invest and do business in Vietnam. Korean Credit Guarantee Fund provides financial services. The company offers extended credit guarantees for the liabilities of promising small and medium enterprises.
The Central Emulation and Commendation Council held its second meeting in the 2021 and 2026 tenure under the chair of Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, head of the council, in Hanoi on April 14.
The Council reported that last year, ministries, sectors, central agencies, and localities launched and carried out emulation campaigns in line with the government's 2021 motto of solidarity, discipline, reform, creativity, and aspiration for development. In particular, the emulation campaign in COVID-19 prevention and control has encouraged people from all social strata and the entire political system to help realize the twin targets of fighting the pandemic and boosting social economic recovery and development. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính held that emulation and recommendation activities should continue adhering to the party's leadership and directions, improve the quality and reform operations of all-level emulation and commendation councils, further promote specialized agencies' sense of responsibility, and conduct examinations and supervisions to find out role models as well as problems needing to be addressed. The Prime Minister also underlined the necessity for emulation and commendation to be carried out in a transparent, democratic, objective, and timely manner.
Foreign trade investment poured into real estate hit almost $2.7 billion in the first quarter of this year, outpacing the figures of the entire 2021, according to the Ministry of Planning and Investment.
The Agency of Foreign Trade said Vietnam's foreign trade rose by $176 billion in quarter one, a year-on-year increase of over 14%. Exports alone expanded by nearly 13% during the period. Vietnam enjoyed relatively high growth in agricultural product shipments at 18 to 19%. Some key exports such as coffee, rice, and aquatic products saw even higher growth of up to 15%. Experts attributed the surge to great benefits brought by new generation free trade agreements, particularly the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, UK-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. As the Ministry of Industry and Trade expects foreign trade to surge by 6 to 8% this year, with trade surplus maintained. It has focused on helping traders make the most of the free trade agreements.
Sơn Đồng, the world's largest natural cave located in Vietnam's central province of Quảng Bình, was celebrated in April 14th Google Doodle to mark the discovery of the site in 2009.
The cave was honored on the Vietnamese Google homepage together with 70 nations around the world, including the UK, Singapore, Sweden, Greece, Argentina, and Chile. The cave, which has a large, fast-flowing underground river inside, had its entrance discovered by local resident Ho Hang in 1990. In 2009, the British Cave Research Association's expedition team officially announced Sơn Đồng as the world's largest natural cave. To mark this special event, Google Doodle has chosen April 14th as Hang Sơn Đồng Day. Following the icons of doodle bread, doodle pho, doodle of Hội An City, Vietnam on the Google homepage, Doodle Sơn Đồng continues to be a practical activity of Google to promote Vietnamese culture, cuisine, and tourism to the world.
Hanoi is one of the most popular travel destinations in Southeast Asia, a recent article on German travel website travelbook.de said, highlighting 6 attractions tourists should explore when visiting Vietnam capital.
At the top of the list is Văn Miếu, the Temple of Literature, which was an educational center for gifted young people from 1076 and is considered the country's first university. Many visitors from Europe describe the special harmony that can be left in the almost 1,000-year-old site as a profound experience. The Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum and One Pillar Pagoda are also attractive destinations worth visiting. Taking a cyclo through the Old Quarter is a must-do in Hanoi, the article said, and gives a good impression of life in the city. And taking in a performance of water puppetry is also highly recommended. Travelbook also suggested that visitors try pho, beef noodle soup, at least once while in Hanoi, if they haven't already done so elsewhere in Vietnam.
That's all for today on BPTV News. Thank you for being there with us and see you next time.